What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we get to take a look at the entirety of the green starter deck for One Piece, the Eustass Kid starter deck. Now, quick side note here, I don't believe, and do correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong about this, I don't believe One Piece have actually gone and revealed which of these cards are 4-ofs and which of these cards are 2-ofs. Remember, not every card in the starter deck comes as a playset. In the 2 starter decks we have seen Decklist, there have been 7 cards which come as 2-ofs, and then 9 4-ofs and a leader. What that means is we don't know which of these you're going to only get 2 of in the deck, but if you want a playset of everything, you're going to need to buy 2 of each starter deck. Anyway, that's always been the deal. Why we'll be doing an opening of all the starter decks next week. They're out on Friday in Japan. I will be getting all of them next week. So I'll be doing an opening and showing you then, but I will try and remember to pin a comment when we know which ones are 2-ofs, so you guys know. As it stands at the moment, we're going to go through the cards, but I can't tell you which are 2-ofs. Translations and any translated proxies from the lovely folks at onepiece-cardgame.dev, who are doing amazing work because they're awesome. So the leader we've got here is Eustass Kid, 5,000 power, 5 life, that is what all the leaders in the starter decks have. Activate main once per turn. Free cost, that is to say rest free Don. You may discard a card from your hand and switch this leader to active. Getting another use during your turn? Sounds good to me. We've then got a vanilla Vito, free cost 5,000 power and counter plus 1,000. The vanilla cards will be very, very similar as you go between the starter decks. So this is Nico Robin from the red starter deck, but in green. Or if you want to look at the purple starter deck, this is like exactly the same as X Drake. Free cost 5,000 power plus 1,000 counter. I'm not going to go through and say which cards these are like when they're vanilla cards. I'm just telling you that they all have equivalents, but we're not going to go through any more in this video. Urouge here, what we've got is a 2 cost 3,000 power plus 1,000 counter. And Don X1, if you have 3 or more characters, this character gains 2,000 power. And going up to 5,000 is important, because remember, the leaders generally have 5,000 power, so if you're going to be trying to get an attack past the leader, you've got to get at least 5,000. A tie is in favour of the attacker. So this is a cheap character, but if you've got 2 other characters, you can actually attack the leader and give it a bit of a go. We've got Capone Gang Bege. Let's go for that. 1 cost, 1,000 power, blocker. Very weak, but it's a cheap blocker. Essentially, this is paying 1 so that at some point during the game you can stop an attack. You're not going to survive stopping an attack, but you get to stop an attack, and that's good for me. We've got Killer here, 3 cost, 3,000 power, counter plus 1,000, and when you play it, you KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 3 or less. Only rested characters, only 3 cost or lower, but that's still pretty gosh darn good. That is going to mean that if your opponent leaves characters rested at the end of their turn, they are going to be vulnerable. And then as a trigger, you can play this card. Remember, trigger means that if it's drawn as your life card when your opponent takes a life. So playing it for free, and it doesn't say that play skills don't activate, which means they do, which means you get to KO one of your opponent's characters. This is a great one to come out as a trigger. Kobe is a 4 cost 6,000 power vanilla character with counter plus 1,000. Not much to really say there. That's what we've got. Jewelry Bonney here. 1 cost 1,000 power with counter plus 1,000. But it's got an activate main, 1 cost, rest this character, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a Supernovas type card and add it to your hand. Putting the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. Yeah, not only does this let you search a card, it lets you do it every turn, which is ridiculous. This is absolutely phenomenal for consistency, and I love it. Scratchman Apu here, 2 cost 3,000 power, counter plus 2,000. We don't see plus 2,000 on counter cards very much, so this is a bit of a big deal. This is quite a rare thing so far. Don X1, attach 1 Don to make it work. When attacking, rest one of your opponent's Don. Okay, Sounds good to me, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds good to me. Trafalgar Law is a 5-cost 6,000 power with counter plus 1,000, and when you play it, you set one of your rested characters with the Super Rookies or Heart Pirates trait with a cost of 5 or less to active. Now, bearing in mind your leader, Eustass Kid, already lets you switch your leader to active. Now you can do it with Trafalgar Law as well. You're getting extra uses of your characters, extra attacks, and that is going to make a big deal when it comes to winning the game. Basil Hawkins is a 5-cost 6,000 power character. Don X1 once per turn. During your turn, if this character battled with an opponent's character, set this character to active. So you attach a Don, which remember is going to give you an extra 1,000 power as well. And essentially what you can do here is take out 2 rested characters, or take out a rested character and then attack your opponent's leader, try and take out a life. It does say you must battle an opponent's character, so you cannot go after 2 life with this character, but you can go after a character and then a life, and that sounds good to me. Heat is a 2-cost 4,000 power character with counter plus 1,000. Not much else to it. That's what it does. Bepo is a 1-cost 3,000 power character with counter plus 1,000. It's another vanilla character. You'll notice the vanilla characters tend to have 2,000 more power than their cost. So 1 and 3, 2 and 4, etc. It's fine. It's a cheap character. A lot of the time this is going to be counter fodder, but that still works for me. Now, Kid Eustass is your leader, but you also come through as a character here. Remember the deal with One Piece, you can have 4 of each card other than leader, but it is set number, not name, that determines which cards you can have. So you can have as many Eustass Kid as you like, just so long as you make sure you never have more than 4 of each particular number. So we got 7-cost 7,000 power blocker, which is great, because that means you're going to be able to block a bunch of stuff while surviving. But also, Don X1, end of turn, switch this character to active. Yeah. Now remember, you want to be active at the end of your turn, so you're active on your opponent's turn so you can block. So essentially what you can do is attack on your turn, or you're rested, end of the turn, you become active again, and now you can block on your opponent's turn. So you get that wonderful thing in Digimon, it's a combination of reboot and blocker, whereby you can attack on your turn, block on your opponents, attack on your turn, block on your opponents, and so on. And this starts working out very, very, very nicely indeed. You've then got X Drake, 4-cost 5,000 power, counter plus 1,000. Don X1 during your turn, while this character is rested, plus 1,000 power for all your Marines and Supernova characters and leader. So you attach a Don, and then when you're rested, all of your characters, well, of the appropriate type, get 1,000 power. Obviously, if you make a deck that only has those kind of characters in, everyone gets an extra 1,000 power, and that sounds very good to me. Or have multiples of these and give all of your characters an extra 4,000 power and go nuts. And then we have 3 events to finish off. We've got Scalpel, a 1-cost event counter. Your leader or up to one of your characters gains 2,000 power for the duration of the battle. Then switch one of your Don to active, which is great, because remember you rest your Don to pay for stuff. So this just means you get to, pay an extra thing, which is good. And as a trigger, if it comes out as your life that you take, you switch 2 of your Don to active. Again, more active Don, more stuff to pay. You can either rest your Don to pay, or attach your Don to activate skills. Or just attach your Don to give extra power. It doesn't need to be activating skills, although it's better if you can do it all. We've then got the 2-cost event Repel. It is a counter. Your leader or one of your characters gains 4,000 power during this battle. Then set one of your Don rested as active. Bearing in mind it's a 2-cost card, but then you're putting one of your rested on and putting it to active. So it's kind of a 1-cost card, really, and I like it. And then we got the 2-cost Straw Sword. It's rest one of your opponent's characters, which is nice. Because remember, you can only attack rested characters, so being able to just rest one so then you can attack them is good. And as a trigger, you play one Supernova character with a cost of 2 or less from your hand. So if it comes out as a trigger, you get to play a character for free, or if you play it, you get to rest one of your opponent's characters. Either way, this sounds very, very nice to me. Sounds good, ladies and gentlemen. I like this. That's the green starter deck. Of course, we've already looked at red and purple. We'll be looking at blue soon. And then you can make your decision as to which of these starter decks looks the best. But for now, I want to know what you think about all of this. I want to know which cards you're excited about. I want to know anything you want to tell me about the One Piece card game, or basically anything else. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.